in an area just right off the highway for a little stealth camp. I know the city came out and they kind of cleaned up the area on the outside. I'm just going to clean up the area right in here. There's some thorns, and then got that tree there, and this tree here I can tie my hammock to. So let me do this first. Let me clean up a little bit, get some stuff out of the way so in the middle of the night I'm not tripping on anything. And then I'll come back, we'll go over my pack, the tools, how I got here, how to get in and out, all that good stuff. So it is the SOG wood saw. This thing has worked very well. Good thing with this, it's got a lock. Very easy to change out the blades. There's a couple different blades I think that it comes with, but this is about the only one I use. So this is a very important piece of equipment, I would say. I've also got the keys for when I get back home. That's definitely important. And this is just a mini little shovel. Oh, hey, that works a little bit better. So this is just a mini shovel with a screw here. So you can do, you know, a pickaxe type thing. I think I've used this a couple times to do like a Dakota fire pit. So, and I've got a little case, and this goes on the side of my pack. And again, it's you never know. It's just a life straw. I tested this out in the creek, some nasty water. Clears it out very well and was very tasteful, very refreshing. So I do have that. The other thing, got it mounted molly webbed on the side of my bag, is you need a really good knife. Cheap gas station knife just really not going to work. So I've got the SXS, I think it's called the Skull Crusher. So it has a saw on the top for notches. It's got, if you need to cut some small things down, I use this little area here a lot for cutting briars and stuff down. And then if you need to whittle anything, right there. So it's pretty much a literally do everything survival knife. It's got a, you know, if you need to bash something, full tang. And then of course, if you know, you know, I got a handle paracord. This is actually like 320 paracord. And then I've got a little rat tail, a paracord just on the end. And then you can't see it. Let me swing this around. On the side of my bag, obviously, if you learn how to use paracord, it is, maybe that's the wrong way. There we go. It's pretty invaluable. So I've got a blaze bar. Basically all of that is a quick release. I just pull this out and I've got a huge strand of paracord. This part is just wrapped around in here for decoration. However, if I do need it, it's going to be a pain in the ass, but I got more paracord there. And then, of course, I've got blaze bars here if I need paracord. What else do we got? So I've got, I like to reduce, reuse. So I just kept these. I got some steaks. Now, yes, I could go buy some, but then these would go to waste. So I went ahead and just throw those in there. I am going to actually go to the store today and get rid of this and get some lighters just to melt the ends of the paracord. Another steak. And of course, obviously I'm gonna have lighters, but I've got emergency matches. I like fire starting kit to be redundant. Gloves just in case I need them. I've got some bright paracord 550 if I need it. Now I normally like to keep this for something specific, so no one sees it, but I got that. I've got a second or a third means of fire starter. 338 will do it. I got some cotton swabs, and then I've got some different little rings to make some knots if I need anything. Other than that, I've got my Hennessy hammock, which is what we will be sleeping in tonight. And that's it. That's my entire pack. Alright, so now what I like to do, kind of got everything cleaned up the way I want. I like to try to keep everything up off the ground. So I've got a, from shoulder to fingertip, just a little bit longer piece of paracord. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tie a bowline on one side. So there is a ton and tons of knots that start out the same way. It starts out as a bowline. I would say definitely the first knot to learn. So I'm just gonna take a piece of string, I'm gonna twist it and make a loop. That loop is gonna fold over, and you're gonna pull this piece through. You're gonna take your end, you're gonna put it into that loop, and it's just gonna fold right there. And I hold on to that. I like to put my fingers in here and kind of open it up. You take this other part and you just pull, and then you get a bowline. Now this piece really doesn't need to be that big. I was just doing that to show you how to tie one of those, but I've got one tied on this end. Now what you can do with this, you're gonna wrap it around the tree here, and then you're simply just gonna put this through here. And this part's gonna be wrapped around the tree, and this gives you a loop. We're gonna take one of our sticks and put it into that loop. And then what that is gonna do is create a quick detach loop system. It's gonna hold our bag up off the ground. And then all you need to do when it's time to go is pull it, it falls apart, and you're ready to go. So. Just like that. I don't know if you can see it, but let's take a look. So, just like that. Let's take a look at it again. One-handed, hopefully. So this here is our bowline. It just wraps around a tree. We're just gonna pull this string partially through. And then that's really it. Kind of tighten it up. And all that does is allow a quick detach so we can hang our bag. All right, so I pretty much just call that like a Marlin spike hitch. All that is, and we're gonna do a second one. He's gonna fold it over, it's gonna lay down, and you're gonna pull that through. Oh hey, that was smooth as hell. I got this like stuck up in a branch. So we'll use our spike. We're gonna put our spike through it, and then we're gonna close it down. So it looks like that right there. Pretty simple. So again, I know you can't really see it, but we're just gonna make a loop. Hold it down. And that makes us then I like to just tighten it up. Yep. And then waiting for the traffic to pass. So then what that allows me to do is have easy access to my bag. It allows me to use one tool and put it right back in. That way I don't end up leaving something out on the ground. That's another good idea. For something like this. So I try to keep everything like colors to kind of not be seen. However, your tools are important. So I would say you might want to wrap some of this around some of your tools, a little lanyard, just anything. That way before you leave, double check your pack, look around, and obviously if you see this, you know this is a tool. You've got a tool somewhere. But I like to keep the bag up off the ground again. I use one tool at a time, put it back where it's supposed to go. That way we don't leave anything behind. So one thing about really camping, survival, anything like that is being resourceful and always kind of have a backup for your backup. Here's a perfect example is I'm not a cameraman. I don't have camera equipment, but I do carry knives. So 2 knives in a tree. And now I gotta stand. So. This is the, it's called a Hennessy hammock, but it acts as like a chair. It has a built-in ridge line with mosquito net and everything in it. So it's a mix between, essentially it's a super fancy hammock, but it's a mix between like a hammock, a tent, and a chair type of thing. So the next thing I've been thinking about is getting they make this camouflage leaf netting type of system. And that will allow me to hang that right here in front where this gap is. When the city came through and they cleaned up the side of the highway, they cut all of this stuff pretty far back. So in here, it feels like I may be a little exposed. However, when you're driving and walking by, I think the speed limit's 60. So someone driving 60 miles an hour with the window down, staring out the window, is not going to catch it. However, on my way walking over here, I ran into a homeless person, I'm going to assume. And it was pretty strange because I had my idea. It is about 100 degrees, so I stop under a tree. It just happened to be the same one he stopped under as he was kind of moving on his way. He ended up taking going a curve and going around. I went straight, so obviously his path was longer than mine, but ended up on the same path together. So I didn't really know what to say to him. I just asked him how he was doing. Unfortunately, he ended up being 10 or 15 feet behind me. But I had to stop on the side of the highway and wait for traffic to clear to run and jump back here. So it was a little, I don't know, it was a little odd. I didn't make it weird. I didn't say anything. I just stopped, pretended to tie my shoe. He kind of passed. And once traffic was clear, I had paid no mind to him. I jumped back here real quick And obviously, if he saw me and was curious, I would have told him what I was doing and tell him, like, hey, I've got this spot cleared out. Grab you some water. It's really shaded, nice back here. You never know what his story is. So, never judge somebody. You never know. I mean, thing is, he may have not been homeless. I've got ripped pants on right now. I'm carrying a backpack other than having glasses and maybe like a watch. I probably look pretty shitty myself. So, you never want to judge. He could be, he could be the richest man in the world. You never know. And he's just on an adventure like I am. So, spread the love. I'm just going to relax here for a little while. I do want to go get a little bit of equipment. So I'll probably just chill here for 20 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and break everything back down, run to the store. I want to get a little thing to make. I don't want to build a fire out here because it's so dry. So I'm going to use a little propane stove, just a miniature one. Go grab something. And then I will come out here later and just catch a meal and enjoy nature. And these damn cicadas, man. Oh my God. Anywho. So I'll see you guys in a minute.